All right, let's do this. You good, Scott?
Yeah.
Okay, so you have to watch. You have to
No, I know,
watch. I know you've seen this so much, then. So this was the first shot of this season, the whole season. It's the one with me leaning on the counter. There you are.
That's me, yeah.
Yeah. Because you were so delightfully great to come.
Oh, thank you.
Overnight, the first day, and calm my nerves.
I wasn't supposed to do that either.
No, because we didn't have anyone, and the DOP was like, no, we need someone back there. And I was like, oh, well, all right. You're going in.
I think I was just there for moral support that day.
Yeah, but you drew that.
Oh, it's true,
You did.
yeah.
You drew that. You were a very good moral support.
There was a better one, and then
that one
I did redo that.
Yeah. Anyway, so this is the commentary for episode 1, take 2, because I deleted the first one by accident. And my name is Holly Wider, the producer, creator, performer, writer of the series.
I'm Scott Levante. I was moral support for Holly, and I played Mikey in episode 2 and 5.
Yeah, you did. You're so good.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah.
You're all right.
Oh, shut up. I know. You see my face too many times, so let's go. All right, so here we go with the scene. This scene was so long because we just shot it in one shot, and you'll notice how we don't cut away.
Yeah.
So we don't go to any close-ups for this scene because they were like, it'll just be faster if we just do it in one take. But because it was the first time shooting, it was their first time like together on set, and it was a really long, wordy scene. It took so long to get like a legit take.
Shut up. Okay.
And like we hadn't really rehearsed it all before going into it either. Like, I mean, Aaron and myself have really good chemistry, so that wasn't a problem. But it was like we hadn't done any of the action, so it was just like warming up to it and just like spearheading right into it.
And Erin's so lovely. She just likes to make sure that everything is perfect.
I know, which is great, which is so good to have. Like, she wants everything to go well, and she'll be like, no, I wasn't happy with that take. We need to do it again. Which was great. But she's just, like, such a natural, too, which, like, you wouldn't even realize how difficult this scene was to make by just watching her, because she's just great to watch.
Months ago.
She's sad? The world's a terrible place? And that's just the way...
And then I wanted... So Scott Garland wrote this with Nicholas Porteous. I had no hand in the writing, really, except for on set. But I still wanted to have the tie-in from our original pilot. I was like, we're not throwing that all away. So, like, the idea that at the end of the first pilot, Caroline broke up with someone, so I had to, like, tie that in there, which was interesting to do, because obviously it's been a year since the previous one, pilot. So it was just like, we'll just play with the concept of time.
Oh.
Worst employee. Second worst employee. What?
Florian popping up there. It's so
what a
funny.
Weirdo.
Such a weirdo, but I think it also, like, really establishes that this show is just weird.
Yeah.
Like, it's a really good point of, like, oh, okay, this weird stuff couldn't happen. Which is great. And then he just, like, pops down. But I think that was actually Tamara's, our director's call on that one.
A loud crier. Look, if she is an ugly and loud crier, just ask her politely to leave.
After she brought the cake that you see, the like, white cake, she brought that. Originally, she said she was going to make it. I was like, just buy a cake. It's fine. Like, I'll pay for it. And then she also, we'll get there, but Janine's little gift, the frame, she like glued it all on and everything.
Cute.
It is. What a world.
Also,
I love Hate Henry.
You love Hate Henry, but a lot of people do. And I think people who also don't know me don't like Henry. At least
I think people who don't know you like Henry more.
Really?
Yeah.
I don't know, because I've also had like weird people be like, I don't get Henry.
Right.
But I think that's also like the traditional idea of a film or idea of a TV. They're like, I don't get it, but that's not really what we were going for.
Right.
They were going for the length of a television pilot, but we also wanted to do it our own way. So we're like, let's just throw in as many things as we can.
I didn't open it, whatever it is.
So you'll notice that the chairs are still up in the background when you cut to Janine's close-ups. It's fine. It's fine. We're lazy and bad at our jobs, so it works, I think.
You didn't want to do all your coworkers' job for them.
Well, we told them not to put the chairs up, and they did. There used to be a scene in here where Janine bumped into her. Yeah, I know, it's gross. And then, like, rubs his shirt. There used to be a scene where you saw Aaron bump into Kevin and like actually steal the wallet, but for time we cut it.
That's fair.
But it makes sense because you see the wallet that she has, so obviously she stole it.
It's funnier this way anyway.
Yeah, that's how it works with editing, where it's like just comedically paced better.
Little heart. Did you? Oh, shush. That's fine. Just go. It's delicious.
And this is in Snakes and Lattes before we had a liquor license. So they just got their liquor license like a year and a bit ago. So there's still like the tap set up, but there's
no heads
nothing on it. But we also then, halfway through filming, they got the liquor license, so we had to take the heads off every time.
Really? I didn't
Yeah,
know
because
that.
it's like marketing for them, right? So it's like even the Torani syrup bottles back there, I did turn them all around so that like no one, I mean, rightly so, we're not selling this web series, so it's not like someone's gonna be like, oh, you're making money off of my product.
Or same as like the cartoon characters.
Yeah,
on the
in the
fridge
fridge,
and the later
the
scenes.
Steven Universe, yeah. And even the art in the back of here. Like, we didn't get the artist permission to film their art,
Fair.
right? So it's like, I wasn't expecting to make money on the show, so I didn't get, like, super crazy about it.
Hey, you know what? It's not too late to make money.
Oh, yeah? Great. To all the 3 people who may be listening to this.
Pie. Give us a second. We're gonna fill out your.
We also had problems to cutting out the giant Cards Against Humanity sign, which you'll see in a few shots because, again, Cards Against Humanity is a big, it's a big company and they make a lot of money. It's not so much in this, but you'll see it later in the episodes. But even, like, any of the board games, like, if you can read them, it's, like,
Lives. It's this breakup therapy business. We just didn't know it.
You're insane.
Yeah, in the mem.
I remember Erin had like a hard time with this position because she was like, it was so awkward to not be facing me because like she's such a theater actor and she like comes from such a really classical training that we had to like turn out for the camera, and she was like, this feels so weird, but it looks fine.
Yeah.
Like it doesn't look awkward, but she was like, I don't know. Of course, you'd never be able to tell.
Divide and conquer?
Anything to avoid doing actual work.
No one will notice this, but my phone changes halfway through because at the 4th episode, as we're going into filming, I lost my phone.
Oh, I remember that.
And I had to
You
have
were
a phone on
freaking
set.
out.
It was bad. It was bad.
Because you had all your contacts. Everybody from the show was
Yeah.
on your phone.
Yeah.
And it fell out of your bag or something, right?
Yeah. While I was biking home. Yeah. It was so sad, but now I have a phone. It's fine.
Oh, here comes Caroline.
Well, not yet. I still have a big monologue,
No, sorry.
which was fun. Yeah, this is actually in Charlotte's house because we just like kicked her roommates out.
Vegetables eat themselves now, so that's cool.
It was funny because then her roommate like came home and like saw this huge crew in the kitchen and was like, okay, I'm just gonna go to my room now.
Explain that it gets better. Life after love. Bitches be bitchin'. Can't stop, won't stop. I'm not gonna say Patrick's a dick again. You just said it. And you responded, so I win.
What do you want?
My friend.
There she is. And she looks terrible, but still great in one
Yeah.
shot.
I think that's what she was going
She's
for.
going for that, yeah.
Yeah.
She's got the nice makeup, but she still looks terrible, and she's so sad.
Oh my god, give me time to wallow.
Okay, you have a sociology degree. I assumed you learned how to socialize.
We ended up using Caroline's room as Joyce's room because by the time we got to that setup, Charlotte had rearranged her room. So we were able, like, moved her bed, got new, like, things just in life. And we're like, great, we're just going to shoot here. And that's the only time we got that, too. That actual take, because Richard, our AD, had to, like, grab all the things off the thing and then throw the bag up with it still being in shot by the, like, the time the camera moved back. So it was all, like, it's so hard to get that shot. I think we did it, like, 5 or 6 times. That was the only time we got it. Like,
Amazing.
because there was a few where you saw his hand and, like, or you didn't see the bag. No, but that one looked great.
Not need a makeover, you need to recognize.
It also goes back to the weirdness of the show with
Yeah,
like
exactly.
Florian
yeah,
jumping up. And,
Yeah, and that's kind of like the whole gimmick of this whole series, which is why I think people watching it who are expecting to watch like a comedic web series with that in mind of like, oh, I'm gonna watch something like about 3 girls, and then there's like this weird element to it, which is kind of my own comedy as well as like Scott's and Nick's. That's very weird.
Mhm.
So it's like hard to pitch that to people, I find.
Yeah.
Yeah, because they just like, they don't get it, but I love it.
Okay, maybe try some.
This bag, we had no idea how to hang it up, and I just didn't think about it. So this electrical cord was just hanging around Snakes and Lattes, and we're like, okay, we're gonna do that. And they have it hanging off of like a light stand. So the light stand's like here. It was like up straight, out of frame, and then just like tied the cord up so it fell down.
On this bag. And you are going to unleash the beast.
Really beautiful picture of Jamie and Kevin. Like a week before the shoot, I was like, hey, you two have to come to my house and we're gonna take a couple's picture. They've never met before. They just had to like come and be coupley on my porch while I took weird pictures of them. That was the only one you could really see their face.
Right.
Like because it's such a small picture, because it had to fit in the frame. And that is actually a 5x7, which is larger than a 4x6. For this shot, because the 4x6 is in the frame, but we pretended that we used the same one.
I really wanted her help on this.
We don't need her.
And if you and I go unchecked,
Are you afraid we're gonna break her brain?
like piñata. What do you think?
I think the best part about using Snakes and Lattes was like that we could just use the stuff that's already there to make it look like a workplace. Like we didn't like there's all these terminals and stuff. Like you wouldn't get that if you just like happen to have a cafe.
That's fair.
Yeah.
Oh, the Wall Street Wieners. That's actually kind of genius. Maybe you do know what you're doing.
Over the course of the episode, you'll notice different shots with different darkness outside. Like that shot, you could clearly see it was like getting to daylight. But you aren't going to notice it unless you know. But the funniest thing was when we originally planned to do the series, it was just a regular daytime cafe. But our DOP was like, yeah, there's no way we can make it look like daytime when it's night without bringing in like massive expensive equipment.
Mm-hmm.
And because of the angles and stuff, because we shot this way, and he was like, he walked in the cafe and he's like, yeah, if we want to get any interesting angles on this with where the bar is situated, like we're going to have to see the outside, and we couldn't obviously cover up the windows. Right. And then these fellas, like these two guys, and then Travis, who just gets punched in the face, spoiler alert, just like they came there at 4 a.m. Just like there's no transit, they're just lovely people, and they're like, yeah, sure, I'll show up in a business suit, and just like
Yes, yeah, it's like
That's what happens when you're a nice person, Holly. You get people to
is
do
that
crazy
what it is?
shit
I'm
for you.
So nice and so great. Also, because I harassed so many people, and Cam here is one of our dancers in the 5th episode, but he's a friend of Erin's who was like in a show with her at the time, and he just like wanted more acting experience. So she's like, sure, yeah. I was like, all you have to do is look at your phone and say, black, 2 sugars or something.
Shave the whales. Bye. Wow. Okay, next one you're gonna do by yourself. Okay, I'm gonna hang back.
And this whole like punch thing here, Erin like stepped in huge as like a fight choreographer almost on set, or fight director I guess on set, because it was just like a weird for the angles and stuff to get it on film to make it look good but also be safe obviously. But her hand is nowhere near Travis's face, but we still had to work with Erin and Tamara because Erin's used to working with stage. So she's used to, like, the angles of a stage. And Tamara's like, okay, but you needed it in this angle of the shot. So it was really cool because they just, like, hopped in together. And they're like, okay.
Let's see what we can do.
Yeah. They're like, cool, let's do it.
Hating kick machine, how might you deprogram it?
And the voicemail message that was at the beginning of this was not actually in the script. And my editor was like, we need something there because it's just too silent. So I cut a voicemail from the 5th episode and just like chopped parts of her voice together and was like, here, use this. It worked.
We don't need Caroline. We are making progress.
She knocked out a customer.
Yeah, well, you can't make an omelet without punching a few eggs.
that explains your omelet.
And your sign is proudly still up there.
I know.
So we had to wash it off in between days.
This is a good thing, Mar. We just gotta...
Which I think, you weren't there the second day, I think we ended up just not, we shot around it, but there is one shot you can see it's not there. But again, these are things that I noticed from watching the episode a million times. And the blanket that's around Jamie was this originally I bought it to hide the Cards Against Humanity sign because I was like, it's so big, we need to hide it. And then they were like, it's fine, whatever, we'll just shoot around it, it's fine. And then obviously you still see it. But we use it for her blanket in this because I think I had this really wacky colored one, and Tamara's like, I don't want that. So she used that. And then every other episode we happen to find some sort of reason to use it. Like in the episode 2, it was like covering up all the light outside of the club, and it, like if we didn't have that, it would have been a very clearly daytime club.
I mean, you guys serve coffee at night, go to the club during the day.
Yeah. And the third episode, I believe it was like a tablecloth. Like it was just a very versatile blanket. So if anyone's ever thinking about filming a web series, I'd suggest getting a black sheet for all your needs.
Dorian.
That cake looks horrid at this. Like, I think this is near the end of it. This was our last shot of the first day. And it was just, like, stabbed to death by then. It was gross.
I mean, she was eating it, right?
Yeah, totally. Yeah.
Totes.
Not feeling.
We broke her brain. I said we would, we did, and now Joyce is fending her off with a broom.
Mar, watch out. Mar?
I love with editing how you can, like, make it seem like a bigger deal than it is. Like on set when you're just like, oh, just here, Charlotte, say these lines, pretend you're talking to them, and they're on the phone, and then like the editor added the like the other side of the phone thing to the voices on the other side, so it sounded like it was coming from a speaker, and like the beeping and the like crashing and stuff. I'm like, yeah, just play with it, and it, like, you know, sounds legit. And the animations, of course, were by Richard Withers, who was our assistant director on the project, sometimes director, which is great.
He does a great job.
He did so, and he worked so hard. He just, I love it. He's so great, and I would recommend him to anyone.
She would have beaten you to death with my lifeless corpse.
No, I'd have deflected with Sue.
You know, I hope she hasn't killed Caroline. I mean, we haven't heard anything for
And this whole back room at Snakes looks nothing like that anymore. They took out everything except for the tables, and it's now like a bunch of benches that they took from Snakes and Loggers.
Oh, hi. Yeah, I was here early.
This is the cat wall. Those are the cats of Snakes and Lattes employees.
Oh, is your cat out there?
No, because I don't actually have my cat here.
I guess, but
I could have put him up
Thunder
there.
Bay cat is
I
the
know.
same as a
It's true. He's still my
Toronto
baby.
cat.
16 years old, so, you know.
No, not so much a baby anymore.
No, he's still my baby.
Anyway, I guess.
Dorian.
Oh. Hi, you're still here.
And you came back. Oh.
And Jamie's a good friend of mine from a show we worked on like 2, 3, 4 years ago, forever ago, The F Word. Which was the spark of this show, really. It was kind of where it started, because it was Sharon, Charlotte, and myself that were in The F Word. So Jamie obviously was part of that whole experience, and I really wanted to give her something to do. And she's a great actress. But she's living in Vancouver now.
Oh, she moved to Vancouver.
Yeah, so she's doing her thing out there.
Good for her.
Yeah. Call her every once in a while.
Thank you for doing this in person.
Oh, the wipe.
Yeah,
the wipe came back.
It did. That's our director. She's a smart lady. Very smart. And like by the end of the scene, it's very clearly daylight out. Like we had to rush so much because we were shooting towards the window.
What the fuck did you say to her?
So like you can even tell the lighting's changed a bit here, but it's just so funny because it was like, all right, guys, let's just do it. Got it. Okay, great. 1, 2, 3, go, go, go.
You didn't listen, did you?
What?
Yeah, we
Coffee
definitely
and cake
did.
is like listening.
No, we didn't.
If you want to help people, for realsies, don't just start an army of man-haters.
Caroline coming in with the wisdom.
She's got the wisdom. You think that she's crazy and she's depressed, but she knows what she's talking about. She's just heartbroken.
I mean, we've all been there.
Have we?
Maybe not you.
Maybe not me. Maybe Henry.
Maybe
has.
Henry.
Henry definitely has.
A few girls have broken that guy's heart.
Yeah, for sure. He's such a nice guy, you know?
Yeah.
Can't help it.
Just gives and he gives.
Yeah.
What a world.
What a world.
Yeah, we also live with you. So,
Wait, you want to do this again?
well, yeah, we've been building up to it for our whole lives.
Huh, it does seem like an entertaining premise.
Yeah. This has been a strange night.
Really?
But yeah, I remember specifically Scott and Nick wrote like in the script like credits roll, and then the scene happened. Like they specifically wrote it for like a credits roll scene, which I like.
Anymore.
Joyce.
I took care of it. The hospital. I took him to the.
That's all the amazing people that put together that first episode. That was very difficult to do, but then we got it all rolled together, I think.
And female therapy.
Yay! Thanks, Scott.